are abstract paintings. So the really nice thing about abstractions is they're not going to see something completely realistic, but it'll remind you of things in the real world.
Welcome to ArtReach at McLean Project for the Arts, where these students from Glen Forest Elementary experience a guided tour of a contemporary art exhibition.
McLean Project for the Arts is a nonprofit visual arts center. We have 3 galleries and we have an art studio where we have classes for children, adults, all ages. MPA has been working with the school since its beginnings in 1962. We formally named it ArtReach somewhere along in the process, but we've always been offering free arts education for the schools and for students, where we either went into the schools with professional artists and educators, or we bring them here to the galleries.
The ArtReach field trips link concepts from the Virginia Standards of Learning to the artwork on display. This year, the art educators are focusing on narrative and parts of speech, and encouraging the students to come up with stories based on the works of art.
So this year we're working with writing. Last year we worked with geometry. Previous years we've worked with science, biology. So we take cutting-edge contemporary art and we mix it up and put standard links to students' knowledge into the art that they're looking at and what they're doing in the classroom. So they can connect what they already know with what they're seeing that's new. So, for instance, they are learning how to identify parts of speech. So we work with the art to try to get them to utilize those parts of speech in a way that feels familiar to them, so they're not intimidated by it.
I use, like, the lady is like holding a dog while she's running to the airplane, and I think she was running from, like, I think a big monster. And I also wrote that the eyeball is attacking the world, and it's the end of the world.
The intimacy of the galleries and the interactive guided tour provide students with a more focused approach to study the arts.
If you look at the arts encompass so many different aspects. There are many famous artists that were engineers before they became artists, vice versa, scientists. So art is like a connective thing that connects to so many different fields, so many different areas of study and interest. So art is a very important thing. It stimulates the culture, it stimulates minds, imaginations, and the possibilities of what we have around us. When a young person gets that, they really start using their imagination and exploring other avenues in the arts. So it can be a very liberating experience for a young person.
I learned, like, there's not really anything wrong or right in art, and that pictures can tell stories.
Glen Forest Elementary is a Title I school, and for many of these students, the galleries at McLean Project for the Arts represent their first experience inside an art museum. As part of a formal partnership with FCPS, and to extend art education to all students, MPA generously funds the cost of transportation for all Title I schools that want to visit the center.
The arts are very important for each individual student's development. It's been shown to assist in their learning not only of the arts but of other subjects as well. And then they're also excited because it gets their brains going and they start thinking in new ways. It triggers creativity, and who doesn't like that? Everybody loves to be inspired. And that's what we do. We inspire creativity.